Please welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Can you guys hear me okay? I feel rusty now. I turned the camera on. The camera immediately fell, so then I had to readjust that as the music was playing. It's pretty stressful, but it is good to be back in the chair. Who do we got here this morning? Andrew Laird back in here. We the people's here. We got Borland, Jump Shooter, good morning. F at Nico, looking for food stubs. It's been a while. Snoopaloop, Top Shot, Common Man, Ricky Ricardo, Snoopaloop. Yeah, we still hit the like button, baby. Gershot's here, Botavine Sneeps. Who else? We got the Common Man, already said that. Will, is Mike's Mini Mike going into the Broadcasting Hall of Fame after this weekend? You bet your ass it is, Will. Mike Baston's in here. We've got audio is a bit low we're hearing. All right, let's see. That's good feedback. Let's see. Can we turn it on up? Turn it on up. We got D-Rose here, Jay Blaze. Who else? Anyone else getting that audio stuff too? Is it a little low here? See if I can turn it up. Yeah, if anyone else is having issues with it, let me know, please. Let me know. We got T-Man's here, Maddox here, Smokes Mom. Good morning, good interview. Who's in the dunk contest? Thanks. Yeah, guys, listen, we had an absolute blast. Before we really get into it, do me a favor, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, all of our links, blah, blah, blah. We've got some stuff going on this week too, right? So we've got our friends from 89 Cavs are back tomorrow night. We'll have our strategy show tomorrow for SoRare, morning shows Monday, the rest of the week. Live before lock, we'll do a special one on Thursday this week because that's when lock happens, since there's no real hoopy hoops for the rest of the week. So that is to go over in the morning. But yeah, listen, I'm exhausted. I think I'm still on that central time, that mountain time, the mountain time. So it's a little early in my brain right now. I'm a little foggy, but what an incredible time that we had. Shout out Dustin. Shout out SoRare too for making this happen. It was literally, I think we got a week's notice that we were going to the All-Star game weekend, and it's first time in Salt Lake City too. Salt Lake was beautiful. Just like really overwhelming. Mountains are overwhelming. They're overwhelming. But what I figured we could do this morning, since we don't have too much NBA stuff to talk about, right? We talk about Russ a little bit, Kevin Love. But I figured just take you guys through the weekend and what it was like on our end and what that was, our experience was. And I don't know, just hang out. Just get back into it, baby. So Friday was wild. So Friday, my flight left at 6 a.m. on Friday. So I was up at 4. I think I flew to Houston. I flew to Houston, and then in Houston, I've never done this. This was a first for me. I just stayed on the plane. So some people got off. It was like a train stop. Some people got off. Some people just waited, and then flew to Utah from Houston. I think Friday I ended up being up for 22 straight hours with the time change, with like getting into some stuff. I wasn't able to sleep on the plane because I was too excited. Like a kid waking up for Christmas. I was very tired by the end of it, though. So we get in on Friday. We stayed at a hotel that I won't mention because it was bad. It was that's what happens when you book a week in advance. But anyways, get to the hotel, we check in, we wait for Dustin to arrive. Then we head into Salt Lake. We into Salt Lake City proper, into the downtown area. Well, Weisberg was saying was the Salt Lake City nightlife as advertised. You know what I will say? It actually was not, I think they made some adjustments because All-Star Weekend was there. So like if they normally closed at 11 or 12, they stayed open till 1 or 2. So there was still stuff to do. It wasn't as bad as you thought. I will say I'm just spoiled living in New York where like I can walk less than a block and just run into bars, right? And that's not you got to be a little bit more what's the right word? You're going to be a little bit more intentional with where you're going because you're not just going to walk into spots like that, and it's a little bit more spread out. But yeah, so Friday we end up grabbing dinner, hanging out. We go to the No Dunk show. The No Dunk show was a blast. It was really fun hanging out with those guys. Also, just like dope to see them have. I feel like they had a couple hundred people in there. It was in an awesome like. It reminded me of a lot of like Brooklyn venues where there's like a little bar in the back. It's like you could probably have a band there, or you could do like a live podcast show. And that was a lot of fun. They were great. Those guys are awesome, guys. The No Dogs guys are the best. So we had a good time there. And then Dustin, flexed his Disney muscles, and we went to the DraftKings party that was actually sponsored by. It was also sponsored by Dollar Shave Club. So they're not a sponsor yet, but they're going to be soon, I think. So shout out Dollar Shave Club. But we went to the DraftKings party. And listen, guys, I don't go to a lot of VIP parties. I'm not on a lot of lists. And the lists that I am on don't come with free stuff. I will say that. And so we get in and like we immediately go get a drink. And I'm like, I'm ready to pay for my drink. Because, I'm used to going to places where I can pay for shit. Dustin's just laughing at me because you don't have to pay for anything in the DraftKings party. So we get a couple drinks. There's just like a sushi bar. There's just a sushi bar, open bar, and then Fat Joe rapping. Fat Joe, one of the best experiences. Fat Joe said at the end of his set that he secured the bag. And I just like that energy. I like him letting us know this was a paid gig. I didn't do this because I wanted to hang out with you guys. He's like, this secured the bag. He also did, I want to say like 5 to 7 minutes of stand up. And then at one point, he just started doing other people's songs. Like, I don't know if he like ran out of songs or he's like, let's play the hits now. He kind of turned into a cover rapper, which I haven't seen a ton of that before in my life. He was great though. It was a lot of fun. And then at that point, I'd been up for like 20, 21 straight hours, and we called it a night after that. But that was Friday. Friday was like a whirlwind. It was a really cool time. One of the things I will say about All-Star Weekend, it kind of, for those that have been to Summer League, it felt like a famous Summer League. It felt like a famous Summer League where you just like saw just like media's everywhere, basketball players are everywhere. Where like Summer League, I feel like you compete with Vegas a little bit more, right? There's a lot of different spots you could go to. There's different casinos, a lot of different things to do. Salt Lake City was like everybody that was there for the basketball stuff. So like the handful of bars that were around, it felt very much a part of this scene. And then anyway, Saturday. So Saturday was a long day, baby. Saturday we got up. It took us forever to figure out how to get food. Then we went to the NBA crossover event. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the crossover event. The crossover event, as Dustin dubbed it, basically Comic-Con for basketball fans. That's what it was. You walk in, it's this big convention. So we were in line for freaking ever. We were in line for a very long time. And you walk in, there's just booths everywhere. There's like some activation stuff for certain products. Gary V was there. A lot of different basketball courts with different like contests going on. There were players doing, whether it was like interviews or autographs. Tari Eason was just out on the floor dunking with some kids. There was a lot of stuff going on. And let me just say, if you are the future of fandom, how are you not there? I have no idea how there was zero presence. Now, to be fair, and listen, a couple of things. SoRare sent us out there, right? So let's keep that in mind as I'm talking about this. SoRare also didn't have a booth there. So like you could make the same argument. But Top Shot, like because of how visually stimulating it is, it's insane to me that they didn't have a booth there. And, I know we like joke about kiosks, shout out Pack Trip buying land and stuff. But like truly, if this was this was the place. This was the place to have that stuff. There's no way it was that expensive to have a booth. There were some piss poor booths there that still had lines. Like everybody, it was like going to Disney World. You get in every single line. You go from thing to thing to thing. That's just like what you do. You walk around. I have no idea how they didn't have anything there. Unless like the NBA was like, we don't want you here, which is a whole nother conversation. But I don't know why if you are the future of fandom, how are you not there? This is like the place to be at. This is like one of the 2 times, right? We'll include Summer League, although Summer League's more adult oriented. This is kids. Like there were kids everywhere. I don't understand how you don't have a presence there. I mean, they had no presence at All-Star Weekend whatsoever. And I know Poker Pro Eric who likes to, just like find the one little thread to pull at, and he'll be like, well, the VIPs were there. There was no presence there. There was no presence there whatsoever. And I don't understand it. I don't understand the thought process. Maybe they were like, we blew our load on the tour events. I know like Meg Patton was there. I know Roham. It was just Meg and Roham for the Top Shot crew. And then there were the VIPs that were there. But like no presence whatsoever. I just don't. It was really weird. Dustin and I talked about it at length while we were there, and even like some of the other people who like tangentially we know through this space. It's just like it didn't make sense. I don't understand the thought process to just like shoot. Like I don't know. Maybe they thought the tour was more effective. I mean, the tour like isn't a marketing event in my opinion, right? Like that was something that was pretty cool for the current users, but I don't think anybody that this was like. I mean, even if you're not sending people to the game, even if you're not at the dunk contest and stuff like that, the crossover is truly what it's like 12 to 8, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Listen, if we're sending people to Arkansas for card collector things, I don't know. If this is the future of fandom, I feel like you'd be at All-Star Weekend. It was very weird, very disappointing. They're never going to talk to it. Or we'll never get an honest response from them on like what happened or why they chose not to do it, right? We'll never get any sort of clarity on that unless they decide to do like a segment on it in the blog. But pretty disappointing. It just made like Dustin even said this too, like with a lot of Comic-Cons things. Like you don't even have to send your whole team out there. You just hire local people to like man a booth, right? There's plenty of it just didn't make sense. Or I don't know. And listen, I'm obviously biased because SoRare sent us out there. But SoRare, we weren't the only influencers. We weren't the only content creators out there, right? That dude Bryson, who's big into Web3 gaming, he was like way more partnered with SoRare than we were like just out there. Bryson was like making content for SoRare. He was at like the media stuff. He met Paolo. He was on the court during the practice and stuff, right? Like making active moves to show that you are the future of the fandom and that you are a part, like you're ingratiated with the NBA. I just don't get the choice there. Would love to hear some sort of thought process, understanding. I'd reached out too because I was curious, like if people were out there, I would love to connect with them. And they were like, "Yeah, we're not really sending people out there." So I don't know. Yeah, and as for SoRare, like they had, I met a couple of their people after the dunk contest Saturday night, and it was great to just see them, boots on the ground, as they said. Borland said NBA World had a nice setup out there. Jeb would have loved it. Yeah, NBA All World was everywhere, dude. They were everywhere. They were like right outside. After the All-Star game, they had like music bumping in their little. I mean, it was too cold. So what are you guys doing? People gonna go hang out there? But anyways, that was so Saturday. Then the craziest thing happened. So Dustin's contact was like, who's like, hey, listen, I got a meeting, but if you guys want to like grab a drink or grab a coffee, like we can take you into like just hang in the lobby. So we went to the Hyatt, and the Hyatt is where all the players were staying. And it was kind of crazy because they have it all secured off where it's you like nobody could get in and out unless you were like you couldn't even get into the lobby. You had to go through security, and they're like, okay, yeah, he's with us. And then so he's like, all right, I'll catch up with you guys like an hour or whatever. So we're just sitting in the lobby. And because it's so secured off like this, the players and the coaches and the media, like anybody that's staying there, they're not like concerned about fans running around or anything. So it's like a very comfortable, safe environment. So we're just sitting in the lobby, and it's like Shams is right there, met Grant Williams. We saw Steven Adams, Mike Miller, SGA, Gary Payton. It was just like a very surreal experience with everybody just like hanging around. Steven Adams is enormous. Steven Adams is absolutely, I mean, everybody's enormous. Everybody was tall except for Shams. Shams like a dunk on, I think. So that was like pretty wild. We were just there for like an hour and a half. We grabbed a beverage, then a coffee because it had been a long day, and we're starting to get jacked up. But the funniest thing after that, like we went to because we go right from that hotel to the Saturday night festivities, the skills challenge, 3-point contest, and the dunk contest, and there's only one. No, SJ walking around full leather. No, he didn't, but he looked good though. He looked good. The funniest thing though is you couldn't. There was no other like exit, right? So there's only like one exit to the hotel because of the way security was set up, and like the fans all know that everyone's staying at this hotel. So these barricades set up, and everybody's like outside the barricades, like trying to get autographs and like yelling at stuff. And as we had to walk out. So we walked out with Gary Payton because Gary Payton was leaving for the skills challenge. So were we. So like we walk outside with Gary Payton's entourage, and it was like, Gary, what's up, JP? And then it's just like me and Dustin casually strolling along outside of the hotel. And I think like for a second, even Gary Payton's people were like, "Oh, are they getting in the car with us?" And we're like, "No, dude, we are walking." But that was hilarious. That was really, really funny. That was like a cool moment just because it was like surreal. I don't know. You see them in like the stadium or whatever, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's where we're supposed to see them." But like they were all very much themselves and hanging out, and we just happened to be in there. And then yeah, somebody was Mike was asking about Josh Giddey. Yeah, dude, Giddey was vibing. He was absolutely good. He had his Timothy Chalamet on. I was like, what is going on here? Good for Giddey though. He's my MVP now. That was awesome. Then the skills challenge, just garbage, right? Like it's so broken. It's just no one could hit a shot. No one. It was just so bad. It was so bad. It feels like it goes on for too long. I get that they want to like do something, right? Like it's a nice maybe to wet the palate to start the night off. They got to do something else. It was very confusing. What was kind of cool is watching them throw those passes, like the first event or the second one was kind of cool. But man, it was weird. All right, I guess see some more people rolling through. We got Marco Ukulele's here, Copa the Corgi. What's up, my man? But yeah, so that was the skills challenge was stupid. 3-point contest was kind of anticlimactic too, even though it like came down to Dame hitting the last shot. Like it was really cool seeing Dame throughout the entire weekend. Like Dame is, I don't know. He's just like, he's got like star quality. I had like awe factor watching him play and just get shots up. Like I know we'll talk about the All-Star game on Sunday too. And everybody complained about the All-Star game, rightfully so. But one of the cool things is just watching Dame launch, even though he missed a bunch too in the first half. Like Dame launching was great. And then the dunk contest, dude, listen, I mean, so we did that video. Thank you everyone for liking it and sharing it. The like on Instagram, it like really popped. I think we got like almost 70,000 views on that one. That was a lot of fun, but I appreciate everyone sharing that. But it was funny. Like nobody knew who was in the dunk contest. No one knew what was going on except for Mac McClung, which I thought was just like top tier comedy. The fact that G Leaguer Mac McClung, who like just gets signed to a 2-way with the Sixers, just so he was on a team and could wear a jersey, right? And then that was it. That was it. That was like no one knew Jericho Sims. No one knew Kenyon Martin Jr., Trey Murphy. I will say, though, as we the people saying it, All-Star Weekend sucked, the dunk contest was awesome. I don't know how it was on the broadcast, but the dunk contest had everything because it had two guys just going back and forth. And McClung, real deal. Like that. I mean, like everybody knew he could dunk. The thing was that it was like, my joke was that it's like, yeah, then let's not even have NBA players dunk. Let's just get randos who are really good dunkers to dunk. But Mac was like the real deal, and the energy, of course, Utah was like, let's go white guy. So the arena went nuts. And I honestly, me too. That first dunk, like what was so cool about it, and maybe it's different on the broadcast because you get a better view of it. But what was so cool, right? Him just jumping over the two guys, picking up the ball, throwing it down. That was impressive. And then we see the slow-mo replay where he taps glass with it, and it's everybody's losing their mind. There was like 4 or 5 dunks like that where the replay, you're just like, oh my God, this was sick. And then the replay, your like mind is blown right there. So that was that was awesome. And Trey Murphy, who I feel like is going to go under the radar because of the Mac McClung experience. Trey Murphy had some bangers His final dunk, like, I don't know, maybe he ran out of ideas or whatever, but those are some bangers. Like he had a lot of fun. He did some bits with Jose Alvarado, then with the judges and stuff. So I don't, and we also had Jericho Sims just drop a dud, and that was like that to me. The dunk contest had everything. Two guys going at it. Kenyon Martin Jr. had his dad, but like figured like couldn't get any dunks to go down, and Jericho Sims was just awful. Like I loved grabbing the thing and then like dropping a 50 because that's gonna be memed forever. Because like you open it up and it's just bad news. Like that's what happened. We also had Karl Malone. That was the most bizarre thing. It was so bizarre because right, like obviously it's weird. It's weird that he's there. Like I know he's in Utah, but I don't know. I'm just out on sex with 12-year-olds. That's where I guess, I'm out on that. So it was weird to have him there. And then it seemed like he didn't want to be there. He seemed like he was pretty much out on judging, like had the charisma of an ox. Like he wasn't doing anything. It was just weird. And then they showcased him again on Sunday with the LeBron thing there. I'm like, why would we do why would they do that? So I don't know. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, but the dunk contest was sick. All right. Anyways, that was Saturday, and then Saturday night. Oh man, Dustin and I we had an adventure. We almost went to a bunch of parties. We almost went to the Hennessy party, and then they were like, "Listen, dude, you are too small. We can't have these small people in here." So we didn't go into that. But then we ended up just going out, grabbing some food, grabbing a drink. We saw our man Fernando, dude, by the way, Afrofro. Remember Afroflo? He's been like OG team holder. He's come on open packs. He was working with the Blazers before this, but was with the Blazers this weekend. And we just saw him out and about, which was awesome. And then Skeets came by. We grabbed a drink, hung out with Skeets for a little while, and then on Sunday. We like went out, we checked out the Ja Morant thing, and then we were pretty tired by Sunday. The All-Star game, listen guys, I know the All-Star game is not a super fun watch right now, and like Luka and Jokic was like, this is not for me. I got to see Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and that was sick. So I'm like the wrong person to ask, right? I saw Donovan Mitchell try to win MVP because he was at home and he was cooking. We saw Dame just like launching. And then we had Jaylen Brown and Tatum just like balling out. Like that was a really cool thing to witness. And then Tatum dropping 55 was pretty fun too. All right, let me catch up on the chat. Let's talk about the Malone stuff. I don't understand why the NBA did that. So the only thing that I can think of, the only reason I could think of, and this isn't my point, a lot of people have said this too, is they were like, if he wasn't there, then everybody would be asking why Karl Malone wasn't there. And then like you're Googling the other stuff. Like, oh, why isn't Karl Malone there? Everybody starts asking questions. This way, Karl Malone is there. The people that know. The people that don't know continue to be in the dark, right? Because no one on TV is going to bring it up. So I especially with the rights deal, the NBA rights, TV rights deal coming down the pipe, like no one's going to say anything. So that's the only thing that I could think of. Like it was, I don't know. I mean, I think it's embarrassing. I think it's a super embarrassing move by the league, and it's a cowardly move. But well, Bandy looks like he saw something. He like perked up. He's like, let's go. But that's the only reason I could think of. That's the only reason I could think of, or the only explanation that made sense. It was very uncomfortable, very weird. I'm out on it. Karl Malone TSD 150. Yikes. Yeah, pretty lame. Yeah, I mean, even Top Shot, like Top Shot putting Karl Malone on the site. A+, bros. A+, bros. Yeah, I missed a lot of the broadcast stuff. I got to be honest though, I'd be curious what everyone else's takes are. I kept hearing that the broadcast was a hot mess. I was just hearing a lot of that from friends and family texting me saying that the broadcast was pretty bad. I know they had the hot mic situation on Sunday. The draft was pretty cool. Like it was cool to witness the draft. It's stupid they did the reserves first. I thought that was dumb. Just like, come on, do it for real. Hopefully next year they do it for real. But that was great. I loved that. Jokic was pretty funny. Yeah, I love that. I also saw somebody was talking about What's the pupper looking at? He's just looking outside, dude. He's just locked in. Um, how excited were you for that? I thought that. Why are people dunking on the halftime show? Is the halftime show bad on the broadcast? I thought the halftime show was fun. Also, Jewel. How about Jewel? Jewel crushed. I thought the whole thing was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I saw some halftime hate. Is it just because you didn't know who they were? Um, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed the halftime show. I had fun. Really? Is that everyone thought the halftime show was awful? I don't know. Maybe live is pretty good. Don't you dare put any hate on Jewel. Jules, that's one of the best. That's one of the best ones I've seen live. I'm not gonna no Jewel hate in this house. I'll freaking block you, John. I will block you without even thinking about it. So don't even mess with that. Don't even mess with that. Post Malone pre-show is surprising. Do you know what? The only reason it wasn't surprising. I mean, it was surprising that that it was like pre-show and not halftime, I guess. But the only John W. Hold on for one. Listen, first of all, John, you're a fake fan because on the '89 Cavs last week, or 2 weeks ago, we had a whole conversation about what my first 4 albums were, and I think it was oh, now I'm forgetting. It was Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat was in one of my first CDs. It was P. Diddy and the Fam. And Jewel was one of them. All right, John. So I am a true Jewel fan. So I'll get your Indiana bullshit out of here, okay? You and your Pacers. Can you go? And how do you live in Indiana and not like Jewel? That is like prime Jewel fandom, right? It's as white as it gets, right? Unbelievable, John. John, I'm going to see you next year, by the way, in Indianapolis, okay? And that's what our man on the street video is going to be, is like, are you a fan of Jewel? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 2 songs. Get the hell out of here. How about Hands? Huh? His hands are all I know. Come on. Unbelievable. Incredible. John. But can't remember. Pieces. Wasn't it like Pieces? Pieces of You? Shut up, John. Get the hell out of here. Also, that was like 20 years ago. I'm so mad now. It's unreal. Coming in here with Jewel hate. Dude, I'm sorry Halliburton prematured in the 3-point contest if that's why you're angry, okay? Or if Buddy choked. Unreal. Jewel. You kidding me? Pieces of You was a banger. Who Will Save Your Soul? Pieces of You. Foolish Games. Are you kidding me? Did you not? John. Unreal, man. Odds on the inspiration for it, Milo. How about that? I don't even know. What was I talking about? Oh, Post Malone. I wasn't surprised about Post Malone being there only because we knew he was performing at the Bleacher Report party Saturday. I guarantee you he secured a bigger bag than oh wait, what if God was one of us? No, that's not Jewel D Rose. Right? That's what if God was one of us? It's Joan Osborne. Don't you do that. Run the Jewels is pretty good. Yeah, well, I'm a fan of all Jewels except for like the vape and Jewel. I'm not really a fan of that. But everything else, Run the Jewels, My Jewels, jewelry. Yeah, I'm here for all of it. They think, yeah, exactly. In this house, Jewel. Joan Osborne. Unreal. Oh, man. All right, what else? Yeah, Family Jewels. I'm in on those. That's what I'm saying. I'm pro Jewels. 25 years. Thought that song was Jewel. I'm impressed that I knew immediately it wasn't Jewel. What do we do? What's going on? What's up? What's going on? What are we doing out there, Liz? Anyways, the weekend was incredible. I can't say it enough. I had such a cool time. It was an honor to even have an opportunity to be there. I'm hoping it's the first of many, man. Hoping to continue to do it next year. Hopefully we know a little bit more in advance next year, so we're not trying to get flights and hotels a week before All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City. So I imagine we're going to be out there. It did get me pretty hyped for Summer League, though. I'm ready for some more in real life stuff. And just like let's look at the Summer League schedule because I need people booking flights now. Because it's where if you if you couldn't tell, we will not be doing our show with Top Shot this year. So we are going to plan right now instead of waiting for them to tell us when it's going to be. Hold on. So I want to pull up. Why is it giving me 2022? Hold on 1 second. But yeah, we got to start. We got to start booking things now. It's game time, baby. All right, here we go. I think this is it. Is this the right? Yeah, let's share this. Was the association there? I did not see the association. I did not see the association. Can't wait to see Wemby on the Hornets. There you go. When my arm, I saw a lot of tweets about that actually about Miami, the All-Star game. I saw a lot of tweets about that. Who is it? Nick Andre. I think it was Nick Andre. I saw a tweet about this weekend. All right, 134 days, baby, and then we're there. So this is it. July 6th to the 16th. I'm going to be out there like at least. Oh, I forgot to change the branding. Wow, you can tell I'm rusty, baby. Hold on, let me change. Bang, bang. So we are going to be out there. I'm going to get out there at least on the 6th. So we'll be there the 6th to probably the 11th. Will Team Hold event in Vegas be a different week than Top Shot? I just imagine Top Shot's not going to have an event. I don't know what Top Shot's going to do, Milo, but I'm telling you, we're going to be there the first weekend, okay? Because after going the first weekend, the first year, and the second weekend, the second year, the second weekend is demonstrably worse than the first weekend when it comes to who's there, both like for current rookies and who's playing, and even just like the talent of the NBA. So we are not going the second weekend. We're not messing around with that. We're going the first weekend. We'll be there the 6th to the 11th. TBD on the show, but I believe we're going to try to do it that Saturday night. We're working on locations right now. So stay tuned for that, okay? Oh, Fenny's going to be driving down. Let's go. But yeah, we will be doing it that Saturday night regardless. We're going to have a lot of fun. We already have a line on some guests that we're excited about. So get excited, baby. We are jacked up for Vegas. We're jacked up for Vegas, and I hope a lot of you guys can make it out there. You sold a Wemby card last night for $13.75. Wow, all right. Yeah, there was a lot of Wemby pieces. That I think Windhorse did a Wemby piece. I was listening to a podcast this morning while I was getting coffee. And so that I am excited. I'm there for Summer League. Can't miss for Hoop Heads. Yeah, dude, Summer League is the best. I am so excited to get there and do it again. The live show is going to be great. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We got a lot of cool ideas. We got Dustin and Greg there. It's gonna. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. And yeah, I wonder if like Top Shot even goes to Summer League. Honestly, I can't understand not having a presence at all. Like, dude, even if you don't send people to the games, even if you don't send like staff to the games, I don't understand how you're not at the crossover. I don't. And I got like, I don't know. Again, we won't hear anything. How are people, speaking of like Top Shot and SoRare? I guess we can chat about that a little bit. Mike said had to drop out. Well, Mike, if you missed anything in the last 10 minutes, I recommend going back and having some thoughts on Jewel, the artist. Yeah, so the SoRare contests were kind of fun. Those are some fun sweats doing the Saturday night events of like the dunk contest, the 3-point contest, skill challenge, and then the Sunday All-Star events. That was fun. That was fun to have a sweat for it. I did pretty bad. I think I got a tier 5 for the Saturday night events. Sunday, I got smoked because John Moran, Anthony, they were all pretty bad. All of those guys were pretty bad. Like if you didn't have Tatum and Brown and Dame or Donovan, like it didn't really matter, right? And then Top Shot, I don't know. What do you guys think about the Mac McClung, the dunk and stuff? Did they have a presence at All-Star game? Not a chance on Summer League. There was nobody there for All-Star game. That's what I was saying. Yeah, if you guys tuned in late, I apologize. I'll do this quickly, but they had so right, like they have events throughout the entire weekend. There's a lot of different stuff going on, but like the main thing that's not the games themselves, right? Are this thing called the NBA crossover. It was at the convention center, which is right across the street from the arena. It goes from 12 to 8 on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's basically Comic-Con for sports fans, for basketball fans. So there were players out there signing autographs, doing interviews. There were a lot of different activations for stuff. They had hoops all over the place with some like different shooting contests. Gary V had a booth. There was snacks, a bunch of stuff going on, right? Like there was a lot of stuff to do there. And you know, as Dustin pointed out, this was like Comic-Con for sports fans, and like it's insane that they weren't there, right? Like, because it's not like those booths are crazy expensive. There's no reason they shouldn't have been there. Like, I would love to hear unless the NBA was like, we don't want you here, which doesn't seem accurate, right? That means they actively made the choice to not be there. And like, this is where the NBA is happening. You're going to talk about future of fandom. This is literally a fan event, right? You're going to have more fan oriented stuff at an all-star weekend than you are even at a playoff game or a finals game, right? Because the focus is on the game. Here, the focus was on the basketball experience. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. And they're in a transitional phase. And I even saw, like, I think Shuckster made the comment in the Discord that was like, maybe because the vibes and sentiment is so low, they don't want to bring in new people. I mean, if that's the case, guys, in the words of Mac McClung and Vince Carter, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, Giannis screwed so many teams. Yeah, Giannis will be back though. I'm not worried about Giannis being too injured. All right, stuff $6 for a $2 Big Mac. There we go. I mean, whatever. I don't even know what the right move was to be. If they wanted to make that Mac McClung available for everyone, whatever. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe that's what the future of fandom, baby. Future of fandom, baby. Those dunks were sick though. I got one as a bit. I wasn't gonna get one, and then I saw Shuckster like really upset on Twitter. Shout out Shuckster, by the way, just carrying the torch, baby. And so I got one just to make fun of him. It was worth it. It was worth the bit. Anyways, that was it. I don't know. What else you guys want to talk about? You guys got any hot takes? Russ to the Clippers. I think that's terrible. Actually, I don't think it's terrible. What I will say, I think it's terrible that they're doing a lot of big three images. That I saw those on Twitter. Like, they're not a big three. They're not a big three. He shouldn't be starting. He should be coming off the bench. And I think John Hollinger had the best tweet where he was like, "Yeah, if Russ can change his game, which he hasn't done for the entirety of his career, it'll be a great fit." So I think it's pretty low risk. Like, I don't think Russ is going to go in there and like make a scene or anything. And if he ends up being able to make the necessary adjustments to be a reserved role, whatever, like, give it a rip, right? And they're clearly hurting at the point guard position. But I still think Terrence Mann's their best point guard. Like, that's who they should have out there. He was not we the people. Like, if you really think that he was making his team better, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, he was the fantasy sixth man of the year, that he'd come in and rack up stats. So does D'Angelo Russell. You know what I mean? Like, he was not making that team better. He was not making the team better. By like all accounts, right? By like every sort of metric, he wasn't making the team better. So I don't know. If he was truly the sixth man of the year, if he was truly making the team better, if he was truly good for winning, he wouldn't have got traded. Look at the other six-man candidates. Norman Powell didn't get traded. Malcolm Brogdon didn't get traded. Tyrese Maxey didn't get traded. I don't know. Anyways, I think it is like a relatively low risk, high reward situation though. I don't think it's going to matter. You can't play him closing minutes, right? So what is he going to play? Like 8 minutes in the second quarter, 7 minutes in the third quarter. I bet he plays like less than 20 minutes when like playoff time. Playoff time, I bet he plays less than 20 minutes. And I mean, here's the thing, right? They're not paying him what LeBron, like the Lakers were paying him. So like, if they cut bait, if it doesn't work, it's just way lower risk all around. Just because you love those guys don't mean it's true. No, I don't love Norman Powell. I'm just telling you. I was preparing for a baby. Haven't tuned in for a bit. Did Top Shot shaft you guys? I don't see you open any opening streams anymore. Cool, but that's because they don't do any opening streams anymore. Top Shot they don't do anything. They're out of the content game. They're out of the content game. They don't really do streams. They don't do any content. The only stuff that they do is Twitter threads, blogs, and podcasts about pack opens. So they don't even show you the packs. They just do podcasts. I mean, like they did shaft us in a sense of like some other stuff in the past, but it's not even about that anymore. The biggest thing with that is their Top Shot is not they're not something you can make content around right now. So, I mean, look around. Look around at the Top Shot content. You can't do it. You can't do it. But every time they have like announcements and stuff like that, we'll obviously talk about it. The other thing too, yeah. So Kevin Love going to Miami, whatever. I mean, like, it's probably a good fit for Miami. Miami needed a little bit of help, provide some shooting. I just hope Kevin Love, like, I miss seeing Kevin Love out there, right? He was out of the rotation and was out of the rotation in Cleveland. Like, they just didn't play him, which kind of is wild. But I guess he just can't play defense, so you can't have him out there. But I was really surprised they moved him. Wait, hold on. Nobody talks about how awful other players are playing, but when it comes to Russ, here comes the slander boys. What are your other examples, we the people? I came on Russ's defense. Like, Russ wasn't the reason the Lakers are bad. But if you think Russ is going to make the Clippers champions, that's where I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I think he's fine. I think he's fine. I do think the slander has gotten out of hand at some point. Like, a lot of people were like, oh my God, the Clippers are toast now. But we the people, did you see the Clippers? Vegas moved the odds on the Clippers. Like, the Clippers were more of a favorite prior to getting Russ, and then their odds went down after signing Russ. Yeah, and I agree with this. I think, like, from 40 million to 2 million, right? It's a low for the Clippers, low risk, high reward. Low risk, high reward, because they can just cut him. They can just John Wall him, send him to Houston. Anyways, yeah, Kevin Love to Miami. I think good for Miami. Miami seems to always get those guys. I don't know. I hope we get to see Kevin Love. I miss him out there. I was a K-Love fan. You know what I'm saying? K-Love, I think, is a Christian music radio station. I don't know if anybody down south can confirm that. Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, I don't think he's a locker room cancer or anything like that. I think what happened in LA is, LeBron. He got LeBron. You mean like the odds went down for the Lakers? Yeah. Wait, what does that have to do with it? I'm confused. I mean, the Lakers didn't really have odds to win a championship anyways. Oh, yeah, Pat Bev going to the Bulls. There you go. That was good. There we go. Will the Sixers make the playoffs? Yeah, the Sixers will make the playoffs. What are we doing? Leonard to Milwaukee. All right, guys are just. Oh yeah, Myers Leonard. I thought you meant Kawhi. Yeah, Myers Leonard to Milwaukee. I like what? Whatever. I was just surprised about it. I was surprised about that. I don't know if they had announced that at Utah, Weisberg or in Snoop Loop, I bet they would have cheered. DJ Locals is only the best at Toby Mac on Kayla. Dude, shout out Toby Mac. Toby Mac. Oh my God, what's hold on. I'm just gonna look up the name of a song so I know the name of this. Hold on. It's DC Talk. There we go. DC Talk. Shout out DC Talk, baby. So did Beaslow drop? Wait, but so okay, all right. So because you are so in this world, you're saying Russ, D'Angelo, Russell, Beasley, and Vando are all the same type of player, right? That's what we're saying. They're all in the same class because they both made the new teams they went to worse. All right. Yeah, I agree with you then. I agree with you. I think D'Lo, Beasley, and Vando are basically the same as Russell Westbrook, and neither are going to help you win. So yeah, we do agree. Kemba is awful. Wait, where did Kemba go? Did I miss the chat about Kemba? Yeah, I think Kemba's pretty bad too. See, I agree. I agree with what you're saying. Russ and Kemba are both bad additions to basketball teams in 2023. We're on the same side. LeBron doesn't get enough hate for how poorly he gets along with dudes. Isaiah Thomas, Wiggins, Westbrook, anyone else. Yeah, I mean, remember the whole Kevin Love thing? Where LeBron's just a little petty. He's a little petty on Twitter. He is. I know. LeBron's jokes were so corny. They were so corny for the All-Star weekend. Like Giannis, very likable. That was a lot of fun. Giannis's bits were great, whether they were intentional or not, trying to pick up Ja Morant right away. Giannis got to be one of the most likable, endearing dudes in the league right now. I missed it. Clips would have been better off with Kemba. No. Kemba's bad. He's got no knees. He's got no knees. I'm pretty interested to see how Bones handles. I want to see how the Bones stuff like goes down, because I feel like he's going to get just as many minutes in with the Clippers that he did with the Nuggets. You know. Oh, the other thing I want to check. I didn't even realize this happened. But Underdog. We're now into the playoffs of Underdog. So like we got some teams through. We got some teams through, boys and girls. So here we go. I'm going to show you what our situation is. We'll take a look at some of the lineups that we created together, right? So let's shout out Underdog, sign up using promo code HOLD. We're going to go to Best Ball, go to the NBA, and here we go. So remember, I drafted 4 double dribble teams, and we got 2 through. We got these were the $25 entries. So 2 of my 4 squads got through. And here can I just look at my team, please? Can I look at my team, please? So this squad has SGA, Ben Simmons. We got Jordan Poole up in here. John Wall, that's also hilarious. Jalen Suggs, Josh Primo, also hilarious. Dyson Daniels, who's here. So really, SGA and Jordan Poole are all my guard points. But then we got Tatum, RJ Barrett, yikes, Klay Thompson, Aaron Gordon. This late in the draft was pretty solid. Boyan TJ Warren. And then Zion killed me here. So this lineup's pretty much toast. It's all coming down to Jaren Jackson Jr. if Zion can't come back. If he can't come back. Yeah, dude, Jokic was throwing dimes out there. He was throwing dimes out there. All right, let's go look at this one. This was the second squad that got through. So we had Fred VanVleet at the guard with CJ, D'Lo, Jaden Ivey. There's Bones, D'Anthony Melton, and Shaedon Sharpe, which I kind of luck boxed into some Shaedon Sharpe minutes, right? Because no Simons for a couple of weeks. Then we've got Giannis, Jaylen Brown. So we need Giannis to be healthy. Jaylen Brown, Michael Porter, Tari Eason, Bogdan, Jeremy Sohan, and then AD right there, Jaren Jackson Jr. and Mark Williams. This Mark Williams stuff, I think I have like 50% of Mark Williams now. So really excited for this squad. So this is the $25 one. The $5 one here, we got 15 of 35 lineups through. 15 of 35. So we'll take a look at a couple. Drew Holiday, Jamal Murray, Colin Sexton. There's Anthony Simons, Duarte, Pat Bev, Giannis Siakam, Kawhi, AG, P-Dub, Bruce, and then Şengün, Jakob Poeltl, Mark Williams, and then Pokuševski. You know what I'll do, actually, instead of looking through all of them, we'll just look at my exposure here. We'll start with the guards. So these are, and this is just of teams that I've left, I believe. So we have SGA at 58%. So that's why I got through so many squads, because we hammered SGA. Bones Highland's going to hurt. Simons, the injury is going to hurt. But then we get Jamal Murray, Fred VanVleet, Porter, Dort, whatever. Norman Powell, solid, though. Suggs, Smart. 17% Marcus Smart, I don't hate. Tyler Hero, Jordan Poole. We get some Luka through, which is also nice. Drew, Colin Sexton, Duarte. Then it's just kind of a smattering of guys, right? For our wings, we got a lot of Patrick Williams. A lot of Siakam, though, which was nice. Porter Jr., Bruce Brown, Giddey, which is nice. Paolo, which is pretty solid. Tatum, Jeremy Grant. Giannis had 23%. I don't hate that. Ant-Man. And then, you got 17% Jaylen Brown, Klay Thompson. And then there's a big drop-off down here. And then our bigs is where we're hurting. Mark Williams, though, 47% Mark Williams, 35% Şengün. Poku, who actually might be coming back. And then you got Draymond. We get some Nikola Jokic through. Steven Adams, hopefully he comes back soon. A lot of Jaren Jackson Jr., a lot of Zion, unfortunately. And then, I don't know, maybe these Wiseman lineups pop off. We get some AD through as well. The AD through is nice because I don't think a lot of teams had AD come through. So that's pretty solid. All right, guys, I think we're going to call it there. First show back. We'll be back again tomorrow morning at 9. I don't know if you guys have anything else. We're going to be drawing that DeMar DeRozan giveaway soon. So if you haven't done that, it's for SoRare. And listen, if there's anybody from SoRare is watching this now or later, now and later, it's great candy. Good sponsor of the show. I love it. I've had a lot of fun being there, and I appreciate them sending us out there. And I think I love that they are investing in their community in these ways, right? Because not only does it show that they have a presence there, but it shows that they care about like the work that we're doing, and they think that what we do is beneficial to what they do, both from like a content perspective, but also from a community perspective. And it makes us want to continue to do work with them when they show us that sort of like love and respect. So shout out for SoRare for getting Dustin and I out there. It really was an incredible experience. I'm exhausted. I really am. I'm so tired. And it was a lot of fun. I'm excited to be back, though. Excited to be grinding the content. We'll have just a reminder, too, like the morning show, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 89 Cav Shot Tank tomorrow. Thursday, we'll have, SoRare Strategy as well. Thursday, we'll have Live Before Lock because that's when lock happens this week. So get ready. Not sure if it was targeted ads, but saw SoRare all over the NBA app this past weekend as well. Yeah, I saw a lot of, I saw Top Shot as well, though. I did see Top Shot as well. Josh said, hi, Mike. I have just had a trade went through that I never accepted and have just lost out on 60. Is there anything I can do about it? That, oh, you didn't do anything? You didn't accept it? That's weird. I would, are you in their Discord, Josh? I'll drop a link to the SoRare Discord in here. If you are in the SoRare Discord, I would, I'd hit one of the mods up in there. I just dropped a link into the chat. I'd hit one of the mods up. I think that'll help. And then yes, SoRare's got like an under 23 contest this weekend. That'll be fun. Got a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff coming back. But appreciate everyone that was like engaging in all the content we were putting out over the weekend. It was cool. It was cool to just see it do well. But I hope you guys had a great weekend. Patrick, no, I'm not moving to Utah. Although I did. I really had a good time. I'm not going to hate on Utah. I had a really good time. And now I'm going to go relax. So thanks for being here, everyone. We will see you tomorrow. We out.